All right, you guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is a first time and a video I've been super excited to make. Today, we have my boy, Mr. Ink Beard, Chad Money Bright.
How's it going? How's it going?
Back in the Change Factory office. He's actually one of the only people who's seen this office from the inside. A lot of you guys I know are either online or on YouTube right now. You've never seen it, but this is in the Change Factory, as I like to call
The cave.
The cave, right? We got it all. This is where I see people. But yeah, so without wasting too much of your guys' time, Chad has been with me inside the full program now for a couple of weeks now, maybe like 6 weeks, but he's been working with me for over almost 90 days, give or take, even before the 90-day challenge.
It's been about 5 months.
5 months. 5 months. And Chad's story is unbelievable. I don't want to, talk over it, but just so you guys know, if you are in a place right now where you're working a regular job, and regular not in the sense of a bad thing, but just a job that's normal and that you've had, and maybe you feel like you're down bad or that things are difficult or that you're going through a hard time or maybe you've had a long life of disappointment, this is the best comeback story that I personally know, and I'm grateful to just have a very tiny part in it and for you guys to get to hear more about it today. So without further ado, Mr. Chad, why don't you go ahead and just, let the people know a little bit about where you were before you found the program and what was going on, and you can even maybe give them a little bit about how we met, which is a little funny, a little different than most of you guys. So go ahead, man.
About a year and a half ago, I had a I need Jesus moment. And it was incredible. I'm 46, lived here now all my life. Towards the end of 22, I was just really bad mentally, physically, emotionally. I was in a very dark place, and I was ready to go. I felt, my family and friends at that point were better off without me. And I knew I didn't want to live that way. I've always battled depression, anxiety issues, been on and off medications prescribed by, clinical doctors. And I've never been the one to take medications other than, Tylenol for a headache, or if I injured myself playing sports when I was younger, I would take the, medication, the pain medication that they recommend or prescribed, but I was never addicted to any of that stuff.
Sure.
And, the greatest blessing at that point in time was my grandson. Should be a happy time. And I wasn't happy. I was toxic. I would melt down and just come off the hinge like that. Stress, over worry. My wife and I, we've never had a fight, argument, our entire relationship. We've had debates, but it's never gotten bad like your typical relationship, which I'm very grateful for. And I wasn't there, and I wanted to just end it all. I wanted to be at peace, but that was the toxicity within myself, that was the wrong way out. And I typically every 3 or 6 months or so, I go down to the University of Notre Dame, and my favorite spot on this entire planet is the grotto, where you can light candles outside and pray, and then go up to the Basilica, which is church, and pray some more. And it was the first or second week of the new year, so 2023, and had just gotten in my car one day and said, I just need to drive. And ended up at Notre Dame, went to the grotto, lit candles for everybody, everybody in my family, from my parents down to my grandson. And there's a statue just above the rocks of the Virgin Mary. And I looked up, and it's just behind, there's a walkway, and then you can walk up to the basilica. And I kind of felt like just staring at her for the 5 or 10 minutes that I just stared at the Virgin Mary, that she was like, So I did. I went up to the basilica, and it's never uncommon for organ music to be playing in the basilica. It's Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And I went in, a bunch of people were there. Again, not uncommon. So I kneeled down, and I started talking to God and saying more prayers. The organ music stops for a minute, 2 minutes, and it starts going again. I started to stand up to leave, and I hear, "All rise." And I look, and the priest is walking across the altar, starting Mass. I was born and raised Catholic. We were taught, and we know, never very disrespectful. I said, okay, I'm going to stay. That was my sign right there. Went through Mass, and I can tell you 1,000% without a shadow of a doubt, when I walked out of the church, out into the sunlight, a little bit of snow on the ground. It was beautiful, too. I mean, it's the second week of January, so you can imagine being here all your life, too.
Yeah.
I looked up, and just the greatest sunny sky, and I cried, because I felt 10,000 pounds off my shoulders. And I said, okay, I'm listening. And that was the start of everything, a change. I went home. My wife had just got home from work. She said, what have you been doing all day? It was my day off. And I told her, and she said, something you needed.
This was in January, just to be clear. This has got to be 1 month prior to me messaging you for the first time then, right?
Yes.
That's pretty crazy.
Yes.
So I just wanted to bring that up for you guys, because I really, truly believe when you take action and you start to call out to God or the universe, in your case, if that's not how you align with it, right? When you call out, like Chad just talking about, I had absolutely no idea about any of this when I messaged Chad. I don't want to ruin his story, but Chad delivers pizza to my house every week, regularly on Thursdays. And this is at the same time that he's going through all this. I'm just getting pizza. Okay. I'm not even thinking about it.
And it's funny. And that's how we met, was me being the pizza dude and delivering cottage and pizza to you. And I knew after, the whole church thing and seeing the light, I need Jesus moment, there was something there. You've always, from day one of just delivering pizza, how you doing? Very cordial, laid back. And, I knew what you had done, because I obviously had seen it on social media and stuff like that. And I'm thinking to myself, that's probably who I needed. A little bit more guidance, because he's been doing this a long time. And I knew right then. And then you messaged me, and here we are. I mean, and like I told you a few weeks back, between delivering you pizza, me going to the church, and then you messaging me, I think it just aligned. Mm-hmm. It was in the universe. It was in the cosmos.
It's the right time.
And fate, maybe. I don't. And I've always believed in things like that.
Yeah.
A little side story, and I do I do believe this 100% that things happen for a reason. 5 years ago, Kelly and I have been together 5 years, and we are less than a minute and a half from my family.
Okay.
My parents live on one side of the highway. My younger brother and his family live in the house that we grew up in. My sister and her family live just a little bit further out. But the house that Kelly bought 8 years ago now, I found out was my grandfather's cousin. And her and I just met one day out in public. I don't even remember where.
Chad has that Riz, guys. That's what he said. He's picking him up, dog.
And we're right smack dab in the middle of my family.
Wow.
And a month before we met, my grandmother had been sick at the time, and we were together for the entire month of June, and the third week of July of that year, so within a month and a week, maybe 2 weeks of her and I being together, my grandmother passed. And that night, we were sitting out front of our house, just talking, having a cigarette, and the star, a big bright star, was directly above our driveway, and it was halfway between our house and my grandmother's house.
That's amazing.
It just aligned. I wasn't looking for it.
Right. That's huge.
I wasn't looking for it, and here we are, 5 years later, a full circle moment, with that, and with you, and I'm very, very blessed and very grateful.
Well, I'm grateful, bro. So for all of you guys to get some context, when I messaged Chad, I was currently running, and you guys may have seen videos back then if you've been with us for a while, but I was running a free group called the Training Arc, which we don't actually do anymore. I think there's still some links to it, but unfortunately, we don't do it.
Me and the big dog were the only two that were doing anything.
That's it. Yeah. So this is a perfect example of sometimes the student needs to be present for the teacher to get any sauce, I guess. I don't know. That's a little made up thing. But what I want to show you guys is I had a free program where if you guys are working with me now or thinking about it, this isn't an option anymore, but it was pretty much my entire paid program that I do now, 100% for free. I mean, I literally gave everything I knew in that. I spent hours on it. I put it together, and I enrolled probably between Instagram and personal connections and YouTube. I probably enrolled 40 to 50 members. I think we had almost 40. It was like 30 something.
Yeah.
And in that, Chad is the only person who took the information, took notes. He ended up getting into our 90-day challenge, which again is something we're not doing anymore, but he was the main star. And in that 90-day challenge, I know we talked a little bit. I want to hit on one little thing. No, we'll just go for it. Chad's had some crazy results, like not just alone on the mental and your personal development and being able, like all the little things like in his family and work that you talked about with me, but like physically, bro, I think he put on like 12 pounds. This is so crazy. Muscle.
When I started, especially physical training in the gym a year and a half ago, I was 124.
Okay.
And I got on the scale again last Sunday, I think it was. And I'm at 142.
God,
that's
bro. Dude. Bro. Hey, man, bro. That's crazy.
And I haven't been in the 140-pound range in a good 12 years.
Oh, my goodness. Brother, that is... I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that before. Dude. Oh my God, bro.
It's crazy.
And you know what's even worse? But I don't have a fitness offer. Okay. So if you guys are watching this, like people don't come into my program. It's not a weight loss, weight gain. You know, we talk about getting in the gym and we encourage it as part of personal development and as part of your mental health plan, because at the end of the day, one of the main things we teach in the program is having that sustainable practice for your mental health and your personal development. So that way, as you go through life, because if you've been watching this or lived life as an adult or human being at all for any amount of time, you understand that life is pretty much opportunities and challenges. And when we don't realize that, or we don't have a practice or place or plan in place, to handle those challenges, then we sometimes accidentally say things to ourselves like, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I'll always be, forever.
You're doubting yourself. And the gym, with everything that I've done, I can tell you with all my heart, the gym is my church. It is therapeutic. For 2.5 hours, I can close off the world and everything outside, put my earbuds in, and get to work and feel tremendous by the time I walk out and I'm ready to start my day.
That's it.
I might have to tweak my days here and there a little bit, but my common routine is I'm there early so I can go about my day. I guess, sometimes I have to tweak my day a little bit, which is fine, but I'm still going.
Yep.
I'm not making excuses. Well,
I'm tired.
Yeah. Or something's going on at the house. We've got this guy coming to put up the fence, or got this guy now coming in to put up the deck. I'm just not going to go. I've come this far. I'm not going to quit.
That's it.
The only place you can go, especially when you're trying to change yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, is up. And I didn't realize that for a very long time. And I know the one thing that I did say to you a few weeks ago, this program has been a life changer. It really has. Being guided to you through pizza and everything else was a blessing in disguise. We were meant to meet and do this. But like I told you a few weeks ago, and I remembered it all these years later, 35 years prior, I was 9 or 10, and my grandfather said, a year or two before he passed, you have the purpose, the calling. You have an aura about you. People will flock to you just to hear your voice. How or why, I forgot that all these years. I got lost in the sauce.
Yeah,
I got lost in the sauce. I hit the fear wall.
Huh?
And when I remembered that, I remembered that about 3 months ago. And ironically enough, it was before one of our first sessions. And it came to me, I'm like, wow.
Full circle. And it's wild. You and me were talking, a lot of the goals and the things I'm doing now and in my business, same thing, is like, I didn't even know I would get to. So one, Chad, incredible, man. Like, understand, like, even in that group, bro, there was almost 40 other people. And they all got the same information. They all had the same thing. So it's not the information you guys need that's really holding you back. You already probably know what you need to do in order to seriously move the needle in your life forward, to end self-sabotage, to get through the fear wall, to create your dream reality. It's here now. It's not confused. It's about being able to stay focused, developed, and have a clear plan to actually get there, and to have a group of people around you that aren't going to Chad and me talk, and we're supportive, but Chad knows it. We keep it a buck in the program. I mean, I tell people how it is, man. We can make sure,
Yeah, either, and it's like the old saying, put up or shut up.
That's it.
Or put in the work. Life is work. Life is beautiful. Life is great. I can say we, are very blessed and grateful for everything that we've achieved. And I didn't know it years and years and years and years, but I've gotten it now. You have to put in the work and the time and the value to be where you want to be. It's not going to happen overnight. We're not perfect. You have to go out there and put in the work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Chad, to wrap this whole thing up, man, I'm so proud of you. There's so many other things that you guys haven't seen. I mean, Chad was on the cusp of getting the snips from the job. My favorite pizza delivery guy was almost gone. What the hell? And he's got that in order. His wife is noticing he's smiling more. But aside from all of that, if you're talking to the guy, if there's somebody watching this right now who's maybe thinking about joining, they're on the fence, what do you think? You have any words of advice imparting to them and what they should do? Or should they join the program?
Yes. I will tell you without a shadow of a doubt, just do it. It is life-changing. Everybody on this planet needs guidance, and it takes one person. Sometimes they say it takes a village, but in instances like this, it takes one person, and I was blessed enough to have this one person take a chance on me when at that time I wouldn't even take a chance on myself. I have a tremendous support system. My wife, my family, my kids, my parents, and everybody. They might not say it, vocally, but it's their tone or their body language or just little sentiments that I know they're in my corner. They don't have to tell me all the time. It's nice to hear and it's something that I've struggled with. I've always needed validation from somebody about, oh, you got out of bed today. Great. That shouldn't be a thing. If you know that you have the support system and the guidance, you got it all, man. You've got it all. You just have to take the initiative to go out there, break down the wall, bust through the damn thing.
Amen.
Quit being scared and do it. Join the I'm going to tell you, join the program. Join the program. Arius is phenomenal. I've learned so much from him, and I continue to learn so much from him that I myself am also here to help all of you.
That's it. And Chad will be in there waiting for you guys. So, bro, thank you so much for recording this interview, for not only just for the interview, bro, but for taking a chance on yourself and for showing up over the last 90 days on you, because there's going to be somebody who watches this video and they change because of you and your story. Not because of me. They'll get in the program. They'll get the sauce from me, but they're going to get in because you inspired them today in this video. So, hey, look, if you guys have watched this whole thing, we appreciate you. Leave a like, subscribe, watch the other videos, go to my Instagram, look through the client wins, do whatever you got to do. But if you are inspired and ready to take action and get through those fear walls, stop self-sabotaging, reach that next level, book a call below, and we'll see you inside True Diamond Mindset. But peace, love, and prosperity. We'll see you on the next one.